Hey, what is going on? Welcome to Beautiful Start Podcast. Let me say that again. Good morning. Welcome to Beautiful Start Podcast here on the YouTube page. If this is your first time tuning in, definitely subscribe. For all the people who recently subscribed, thank you so much. Yes, it's been a long time since I've been here, but I'm back. I hope you guys are doing well. Okay. Um, we have we have been having some great weather where I'm at. Besides yesterday was a little bit cold, but besides that, the days before, the um the weather was great, you know. And that gets me to talking about how we are in a new season, spring, okay? So with spring, depending on where you are at, um you get to dress a little bit lighter. I seen some people with some shorts on, okay? Some shorts on, short sleeves, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people just been dressing like, okay, well, where I'm at, I'm on the East Coast, so it's like sometimes we have good weather and then sometimes the weather is not so good. And so people are kind of like in between, like they still wearing their coats, right? You'll see people, it be like 75, 80 degrees outside, and people are still wearing their winter coats because they don't really believe that the season is here, you know what I'm saying? Because they know that before you know it, it's going to be like 40, 30 degrees outside. But that's like the East Coast where I'm at. I'm in New York City. Um, but let me know where you guys are at, you know, if you are experiencing whether that's kind of like bipolar. One minute is hot, the next minute is cold again, right? But when you think about the spring season it should be like 60 and up, 65 and up or whatever, right? But that's not always the case, it's back and forth. But thinking about the new season, right? I hope a lot of you guys have done your spring cleaning, right? Because definitely it's a time to do spring cleaning. And I have to be honest, I haven't did a full spring cleaning, and I'm going to do a full spring cleaning actually this weekend. I'm going to do that. Okay. For me, a lot of things have been going on. I've been going through things where it's kind of like new for me. You know what I'm saying? You know how you're in a season in your life where you go through different transitions, and I'm definitely at a transition where it's everything is kind of like new. You know what I'm saying? I've been going through challenges, right? So these are challenges that I have never experienced in my life. So that's what I'm going through, right? I'm in a season of transitioning in my life where, you know, I have to embrace this season that I am in, where I'm going to be spending a lot of time. Well, I can't even say spending a lot of time with myself, but I've been spending a lot of time with myself, point blank, period. But as far as um, being in a place where I can resume certain relationships, I'm in a season where I realize that certain relationships are definitely finished. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been finished for a long time, but I've been trying to um, work on it, thinking it could be revived. I was in denial. So I'm pretty much in a space in my life where I come to the realization that certain relationships are done, finito, right? And I'm in a season of releasing, letting go, new beginnings, pretty much. Because when you let go of something, you are opening space for something else, right? And what I realized is that even though I thought the relationship was going to be revived, on the other end, it was already done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in a season where I'm in a space of new beginnings, right? And we're not talking about intimate relationships. Absolutely not. We're talking about uh, relationships involving, you know, possibly friendships, you know? um I have to put that out there. It's nothing like, oh, this was like intimate, this was my partner. No, I'm talking about like friendship wise. I realized that that was it, right? It's over. um and with that being said, sometimes you have to realize that things are not meant to go on for different seasons. You know, we are in spring right now, and before you know it, it's gonna be summer. And sometimes you have to get to a space where you realize, like, okay, I can't move forward with this particular relationship. And that's okay. And even within ourselves, like certain habits, sometimes when you realize the habits that are holding you back, right? Because it doesn't necessarily always have to be a particular relationship, or it has to be somebody else, right? Because sometimes people like to blame other people for what's going on in your life, and sometimes it could it could be us, like in terms of if there's a habit or something that's holding you back from being your greatest self. You know what I'm saying? Um, and sometimes you have to leave a particular habit in a season, and work towards creating habits that's conducive for your life that you want to create or that you have now. Sometimes you just have to really be in that state where you're just like, okay, this is not working for me anymore, you know? Um, and that's okay. That's okay. Right. And sometimes you may have habits and you're not in a space where you want to tackle it. Right. And if you don't want to tackle it, then you may not see it as a problem. It may not be such a big problem for you. It may not be like, oh, this big problem is interfering in my life or anything like that. Right. Um, that's, you know, that's how you may perceive it. Like, okay, this is not such a big thing where it's interrupted my life, where I can't, okay, where I cannot move forward. Right? Some people, they acknowledge that something is a little bit off. Like, okay, well, if this habit, they acknowledge it, but they're not really taking action to eliminate it or to replace it with something that a habit that's beneficial. And that's okay, right? Because at least you acknowledge it, right? And it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? But it may be sometime down the road where you actually tackle it on and you replace it with something that is beneficial for you. And that's okay, right? It's wherever you are in life. It's wherever you are in life. I have to, like, it's a lot of stuff going in the background. If you guys hear it, I have to apologize, okay? But it's up to you what you want with your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times people, they want to tell people what they need to do, what you should do. Listen, you got to do what works for you, right? If you acknowledge that there's something that you need to change and you're not ready to um, put in the work to change it, or, you know what I'm saying, replace it, then hey, you are in a place of acknowledgement, but you're not in a place of action. You know what I'm saying? You're not in a place where um you want to actively replace it, you know, right? But yes. So with that being said, I want to invite all of you guys to um this workshop pretty much. I want to say workshop or whatever, but it's really a live event that I'm doing, right? It's Beautiful Transformation, Becoming Better with Time, right? That's what it's called. This will be for 4 weeks. Every week there will be a live 30 minutes virtual call on Fridays at 8:45 p.m., right? And this will be 4 weeks, right? So you have Friday, July 10th, Friday, July 17th, Friday, July 24th, and Friday, July 31st, right? And this for the 4 weeks, right? This live event for the 4 weeks only costs $68. So all you have to do is pay $68 for 4 weeks. Okay? For this beautiful transformation, becoming better with time, right? That's what you have to do. Go to www.beautifulstartpodcast.com and you can sign up for it. Um, yes, definitely do that. Sign up for that. It's coming up. Um, and it's July. So you have about 3 months into this actual event is going to be taking place, and it's going to be for 4 weeks. And yes, each date is going to be like minimum of 30 minutes, but a lot of times we go over. Okay. This is definitely going to be something that's going to be beneficial. Okay, because it's all about transforming your life. Okay, because as time go on, right, we want to become better. We want to make sure that we are pushing ourselves to become better wherever we are in life, become better. That's what it's all about. And it's about becoming better with your time, right? Because the thing that we cannot replace in life is time. We can't replace time. Time is something like, yeah, as far as money could go, right? You could always make money. You could always put yourself in a position where you're making more money, less money, or you put yourself in a position where you're um, utilizing your time or utilizing more of your time or less of your time for money, right? But the thing about this is, right, when you talking about personal development, right? Sometimes people do not even invest any time into their growth. And that could be, you could be young, older, it don't matter, right? Because sometimes you could invest your time in other people and time go by. You know what I'm saying? Like some of us are naturally, or I don't even want to say naturally. Sometimes some of us are in a position where we have to give a lot of our time to other people, right? And that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing or anything like that, right? But sometimes out of a whole day, 24 hours, right? You only have an hour to yourself. You only have an hour to yourself. Or some people only have a half an hour to themselves, working on themselves, like really planning on planning, right? Because becoming better, right, involves a lot of planning, you know? And sometimes you have to plan. Sometimes you have to have an outline. You know how some of these businesses or corporations, they have they are structured, they have a plan, right? That's why when you see certain businesses, every year they become better. They have different They do things different every year. And with yourself, like you have to do things differently or work towards yourself, and not even on a yearly basis, but we're talking about seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, right? We're in a season of spring. Spring is depending on where you are at, okay? You may have like great days, good days, and you have to be prepared for them days. But some people, you know, like I said, we could have an 80-degree weather, 70 something weather, and some people will have on a bubble coats as if it's snowing or a snowstorm because they're not ready for that, right? They're not ready for that weather because they know it's like it's up and down. But what happens if the weather just is consistently nice? You still gonna wear your winter coat? You know what I'm saying? And some places don't even have winter. Some places don't even have summer or spring or fall. Like I'm talking about in reference to the weather. Sometimes it's completely cold all the way through, right? Sometimes it's completely hot all the way through. And sometimes now in this particular time, particular year, and not even year, but particular um era. That's the better word, era. I feel like it's a mix. Like certain places where it's hot, it never snow, and it snows. You know what I'm saying? But the key thing is adapting, right? Adapting, right? You can adapt to that, right? Within adapting to the weather, you can either adapt to it or or create what it is that you want for yourself depending on the season, right? But with time, we have to take ourselves to a space where we are becoming what we want to be in this era. You know, it's like what we want for ourselves, not based off of what everyone else thinks. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to put themselves in a position where they are doing what everyone else is doing. But what if it's time for you to do what it is that you need to do for yourself? Because everybody goals and aspirations are not the same. They're not the same. Someone who wants to be a doctor is not going to go through the same training or education that someone goes through that wants to be a lawyer or a counselor or a social worker or a psychologist. Like it's different things that that you have to go through educationally depending on what you choose to do, right? And personally, like your personal goals, outside of you know that sometimes we are we have different personal goals, right? But sometimes we don't even know how to push ourselves to achieving a goal. Sometimes we have to go through the basics of like even knowing what a goal is, how to set a goal, how to move forward with writing down goals or coming up with goals. Some of us don't even have goals or know what goals are, right? Some of us have to go through the basics of really understanding what that is, right? And you know in this day and age, right, you could easily go to like Amazon and get a book, you know um about that, right? Or you could sign up for a live event, you know or you could freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever a goal, what a goal means to you, like how you want to pursue it, what it is, right? Get a journal and freestyle with it, right? But the key thing is starting out. That's what it mainly is about, right? You want to become better. You want to become better. You have to do something. You have to um, continue to move forwards. You have to push yourself, motivate yourself for whatever it is that you want for yourself and not look to other people for what it is that you want, right? Because a lot of times, some of us, we want people to tell us what to do, what direction to go into. And really, it's like, it's up to you what you want to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what you really want to do with yourself, with your life. And I pose a question to all of you guys, right? You could leave it in the comment section. You could send me an email. You could send me, I don't even know if this platform have like, just regular, um, you can message. I don't even know. Because I come on here, but I pose a question. In the next 5 years, where do you see yourself? That's the question I pose to you guys, right? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? And how are you going to go towards that, right? Work towards that. But in the meantime, I want all of you to sign up for this live event that I have. It's called Beautiful Transformation, Becoming Better with Time. This is basically how to utilize your time, how to evolve, how to um, continue to level yourself up, right? And I don't mean to say the word level up, but it's mainly about getting to the next stage, the next phase of whatever you're working towards, right? And this is, right, it's going to be for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. So we have 4 dates, right? We have July 10th, July 17th, July 24th, July 31st, right? And it's going to be on Fridays at 8:45 p.m. It's supposed to be for 30 minutes, but you already know, like, we go over sometimes. I need you guys to know that, okay, yes, it's 30 minutes. You could get a lot of information within 30 minutes. Information that's going to change your life. Yes, you're going to get that, right? But we might go over. Yes, it's a fact. But anyway, go to www.beautifulstarpodcast.com and make sure you sign up. Make sure you sign up. Definitely sign up. It's definitely life changing. Okay, I have to tell everybody to subscribe to the YouTube page. If this is your first time tuning in, definitely subscribe, right? I have to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed, because it's been a long time since I've been on this platform, and I'm going to be back. Yes. But yes, I'm going to get off of here. I thank you guys so much for um being being a part of this, like just listening to uh just listening to this, right? I'm so grateful and so happy. I feel very happy, like these few days that I've been, having. I'm so grateful for everything, and I hope you guys are grateful too for whatever it is, right? I'm grateful for life. I'm just happy. I know that things are getting better. Just being positive, right? Um, but I'm going to call it a morning. I'm going to start my morning, do some things, And I thank you so much for tuning in. If you listen to this on a replay, hey,